And welcome everybody here to Intensity Broadcasting. My name is Josh Hall. We're here with the Doghouse Racing League, brand new league here to Intensity Broadcasting, kicking off their truck series here at Daytona, one of my favorite road course, or one of my favorite racetracks. If anybody's watched any racing, knows me, knows I'm a super speedway kind of connoisseur. So looking forward to seeing these trucks race around here at Daytona and put on a great show. We got about 3.5 minutes left in practice. If you look at the top of the speed chart, right now, Doug Turner's up at the top of the board with Kevin Thompson sitting back in second and David Husley back in third. And as we know, Daytona doesn't really matter where you practice, doesn't really matter where you qualify. It's all about where you are at the end. And we're going to see that a lot here tonight. We're going to see some 2 and 3 wide racing, a lot of what we're seeing now, bit of pushing, bumping, and drafting here as we see the 63 and the 21 of Kevin Thompson sitting here doing a little dual draft and see if we got a little pack out here. We do. It's Michael Lesso Sr. out there leading this group here. He's got the 81 of Czech Cobb in tow. The 81 jumps up to the high side. Try to see what's out there. So, we do thank you for joining us here on Intensity Broadcasting tonight for the Doghouse Racing League. If this is your first time joining us, don't forget to smash that like button, whether you're watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch. We got the chat open. We can chat and talk and let us know who you're rooting for here tonight. Also, you can find us on Twitter at IntensityBroad1 and hit that notification bell, whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube or Twitch. We have live iRacing 7 nights a week here on Intensity Broadcasting, so you're not going to want to miss it. We've got our doubleheader tonight. The first race, again, this is the Doghouse Racing League season opener. After this, we're going to have the SCSRA Truck Series taking on Texas. So if you enjoy watching trucks go fast, tonight is your night. Another thing tonight, we noticed a little bit of clouds out there tonight. Track's a little bit cooler. 77-degree air temperature. That's going to make for some high speeds, a lot of grip. These trucks are going to run real fast. They're going to be cool off. They'll be able to push for a long time and not worry about overheating. So we're going to see a lot of that tonight. As we got, like I said, about a minute left in practice before we get qualifying underway. These guys will have 60% fuel tonight. Not a full tank of fuel, so they will have to make a couple pit stops. They have no fast repairs. So just like in real life, if you're involved in an accident, that's it. You're done for the night unless you can get it repaired. 36 laps coming at you here tonight. As practice is coming to an end, and we're going to get qualifying underway. And here we go. See who the first car is or truck to get out for qualifying today. Looks like Daryl Whiteside is going to be the first truck taken to the track. So single truck qualifying, if you've never watched a qualifying here at Daytona, the secret is to get that truck up to speed as best you can, and that's going to be as soon as you're able to get out on track when you pass that blue cone right there, is to get up to the wall so you can get that truck wound up on that high side, get as much speed as you can. to get your qualifying underway. That great looking 33 Tito's truck there. Spooey G says driver 56 here. That must be Adam Gardner. We appreciate you joining us on the YouTube, Adam. Again, we can see the chats going on all night tonight, so let us know. See 5 of you watching. 3 people on Twitch. 4 people on Facebook now. Let us know who you're pulling for tonight. If you've got a favorite in the field, family member, friend, let us know. See Daryl running that real low line right up, down on the yellow line. And there's 2 schools of thought when it comes to qualifying at Talladega and Daytona. One is to run that bottom lane like you see Daryl Whiteside running right here. The other is to kind of run high down the straightaways and right down on that yellow line in the corners. We'll see which way prevails tonight. As we see Daryl here coming across the line for his first lap. Going to jump up to the top of the scoreboard as he's the only one who's completed a lap so far. But almost half the field out there qualifying right now. Bill Petroff jumps to the top of the board in that 31 machine. Great looking ride on that 31. I'm a sucker for good paint jobs, and we see the POWs on the side supporting our military. Marines on the back. For all those who have served or are serving, we do thank you for your service here from Intensity Broadcasting. As Bill comes off of turn number 4 down the short chute through the tri-oval. And his second lap is going to be worse than his first, but he's still sitting up on pole. See Christopher Letwich in the 13, making his qualifying attempt, currently up into the 3rd position. And Joshua Slate in the 34. 34 on the timing, 1 on the truck. Just jumped to the top of the board with a 52.29. And Nick Reynolds behind him with a 52.33, along with Dale Brooks with a 52.33. So real tight up at the top of the board right now. You see Joshua Slate taking his second lap here. Again, holding it right there on that double yellow line. Coming off of turn number 4 down the short chute. See if he uses any of the apron here. Try to cut the track. No, he's not. He's going to stay right up above that yellow line. And as we've seen already, the second lap is slower than the first, but he stays up on the pole. Jeffrey Wimmer out on track right now in the 73. Running that real high lane, as I said, trying to get that truck wound up the best he can. And that's that Mission 22 paint job. Mission 22 is a organization that we support very heavily here on Intensity Broadcasting. Our Sunday Night League. The original Rebels always have a Mission 22 charitable race, so. And it looks like qualifying is done, so Jeffrey Wimmer is not going to get his qualifying lap in. So that'll bring us to our grid. And start on pole tonight, the 34 of Joshua Slate with Nick Reynolds to his outside in the 54. Row 2 will find Dale Brooks in the 88 and Bill Petroff in the 31. The 13 of Christopher Letwich, he'll be rolling off 5th with Doug Turner in the 41 in the 6th spot. Row 4 will find Jeff T. Martin and Leander Johnson in the 32. Row 5, Christopher Simon and Daryl Wetside in the 33. Rolling off 11th tonight is Steve Gerber, and Wesley Whitfield will be rolling off in 12th. 13th is Michael Sema. Excuse me. If I said it wrong, please let me know. And Dustin Lee in the 36th. In the 14th spot, Justin McMahon and Jeffrey Wimmer. They'll be rolling out on row number 8. Then Andrew St. Sour and Adam Gardner. Rolling out row 9, Don Blazer and EJ Lunar will be your 10th row. 11th row will find the 10 of Brian Britt and the 57 of David Husley. Randall Barnett and Chuck Cobb, they'll make up 23 and 24 with Ricky Hudges the second in the 15 and Kevin Thompson in the 21, round out the 26th spot. 27th, Kirk Schwetzer. 28th, Michael Lester Sr. Eric Peck in the 61. He'll be rolling off in 29th with Eric Sprudel in the 27 in 30th. Daniel Wilkinson, the league admin, he'll be rolling off in 31st. Donald Leftwich in the 60, 32nd. Eddie Rivers in the 22, he'll be rolling off 33rd. And our final starter tonight is Michael Bowen in the 25 machine, rolling off in 25th. Sean Thompson 99 on Twitch says, good luck, Kevin Thompson, in that 21 machine. As the field forms up here, gets racked up and gets ready to go for 36 laps here at Daytona. Again, no fast repairs for these guys tonight. Just like in real life, if you wreck the truck, you're done. So we'll see who's able to keep it clean, who's able to get to the front, who's able to stay up there. You'll hear me talking about energy all night long tonight, and you'll see a lot of it. That's when one lane starts really moving. They get enough trucks lined up, they can make that whatever lane, if it's the high side or the low side, really work. And you can also lose the energy as well, so we'll see who's able to do what as the field makes their way through turns 3 and 4. Pace car's getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn on the pit road. Green flag is in the air. We are racing here at Daytona International Speedway. And a pretty even start so far between Joshua Slate and Nick Reynolds as they work their way through the tri-oval and make their way up to turns 1 and 2. Nick Reynolds, though, getting the little bit of an advantage on that high side with a great push. Well, I believe that's the 31. Yep, the 31 of Bill Petroff. Right now, that high lane is forming up so much better than that bottom lane. One truck pulling off to the bottom, having some connection issue. That's going to kill the energy down on that bottom lane. That's going to allow Nick Reynolds and Bill Petroff to get the great run down the backstretch into turn number 3. Nick Reynolds, though, staying up high there with Bill, trying to get as much momentum. Now Bill's going to take him 3 wide. He's going to be stuck in that sucker hole. First lap, we got 3 wide. Now 54 drops down in line, but a great move by Bill Petroff trying to take the lead as they come through the short chute to the tri-oval. But Joshua Slate will lead the first lap here in Doghouse Racing League's first race here on Intensity Broadcasting. And already you're seeing a couple different strategies. You've got these guys up front here. They're racing hard. They're trying to get to the front. They're trying to keep that position. And then you see in the back, everybody kind of spreading out, knowing that there's a lot going on up here as they're trying to be 3 wide again at the front. Oh, some contact. Josh Slater gets pushed down below the apron. The 13 of Christopher Letwich checks up, lets him in line. And that's going to give Bill Petroff the lead all by himself as they work their way off of turn number 4. You got this big pack here at the front. Everybody else in the back kind of spread out. Trying to play it smart, seeing what they can do. We see that big field rolling by here, but right now it's the top 11 or 12. You can throw a blanket over as here comes Petrov with a big shove from Joshua Slate again, almost pushing in the corner. Not the place you really want to push. The 54 up on that high side, Nick Reynolds, he's trying to get a big push here from Doug Turner, trying to get him up to the front here. As that bottom lane has more trucks, that's going to allow that bottom side to have the energy as they make their way across the stripe. Josh Slater now jumping up to the high side. He wants to take the lead back. Got a great run on the high side, hoping for a big push now. Oh, one in the wall. They're going. There's wrecking. They're around. The leaders are all around. It's the big one here off of turn number 2. Parking lot, as you see, trucks still piling in. Caution is out. That's going to bring up our first Wreckage Rewind of the night. Let's see if we can see where this all started. Looks like there's going to be a bit of sorting out here. Bear with me for a second while I try to figure out exactly where this started. Looks like it started right up at the front, and see Joshua Slater up there on the high side. Gets some contact with the 31, gets them both out of shape. That sends them both up to the wall. And at that point, the 31 comes back down into the 13. Sorry, I don't know names just yet, and that just blocks the track. You see the rest of the field trying to check up the best they can. But at this point, the track just becomes blocked. See drivers scattering down to the bottom, but at this point, it's just a parking lot on the backstretch. 36 in the 1 there, Michael Shima and Dustin Lee sneak through there along with the 6, Michael Lester Sr. And then you see the rest of the field trying to slow down, and I see the 27 getting involved, the 81 getting turned around. So a tough break for a lot of these drivers as we see trucks coming down the pit road. 31 of Bill Petrov down the pit road. I believe the entire field should be coming down here, because with 60% fuel, they would not be able to make it to the end. So, yep, you see the entire field coming down the pit road. Oh, one driver missing his pit box. A couple drivers missing their pit box as the 56 of Adam Gardner drove right through pit lane. You see Michael Lester Sr., one of the first trucks off of pit lane. The 19 of Steve Gerber is the first truck off of pit road. Looks like Donald Leftwich here in the 60 decided to stay out. So give the lead to the 56 of Adam Gardner. Once we cycle through and get those pit stops underway, finished out here. Take a quick peek through the field, see where we'll be relining up here. Again, Adam Gardner will be, looks like Adam might be coming back down pit road here. Adam just said on YouTube that he missed his box, so got the driver of the 56 talking to us through the chat here. So that's going to put Steve Gerber up into the lead. Dustin Lee in second. Donald Leftwich sitting back in third. Michael Lester Sr. in fourth. Justin McMahon, EJ Luna, Michael Sigma, Daryl Wetside, Andrew St. Sour, and Michael Bowen up into the top 10. So the lights on the pace car are already off, which means we're going to re-rack them, restack them, and refire them here at Daytona. With Dustin Lee in the 36, choosing the high side here on the restart. So as we make our way through turns 3 and 4, the rest of the field is going to file back in. A lot of damaged trucks towards the back of the field. All of our front runners caught up in that big one. See the pace car pulling off on the pit road. Green flag is back in the air. We are back racing here at Daytona, and a great jump for the front two trucks as one truck, I don't know if he was just sleeping or missed a gear. Maybe that Budweiser truck on the low side never got going. Here comes the 6 of Michael Lester Sr. diving down to the bottom, and one truck stuck up there all alone. The 36 of Dustin Lee. Unfortunately for Lee, having no help up there, you're just going to see him slide backwards with no help on the high side. That's going to give Steve Gerber the lead solidly out there. We're giving a great push from Michael Lester Sr. And Dustin Lee still not able to get tucked in line. Now he's got a little bit of help coming from behind. Looking as if he might be able to get some help here to get himself back up towards the front, but Steve Gerber continues to lead with Michael Lester Sr. right behind him. And EJ Luna just hanging back there. That third car does not want to push, but he wants to get as close to that back bumper as he can get. You don't want to touch the driver because you really can't push the pusher. But if you can get right there on that back bumper, you can really help, as now you see a big, that truck of Steve Gerber gets out in front by a lot. That's going to slow and check up that entire bottom line. And that's going to let the energy move back to the high side as you see Dustin Lee with some help there. He's got the 78 of Daniel Wilkinson giving him a big shove here on the high side. Looks like the 10 of Brian Britt up there as well. It's a little 4-car train up there. And Adam Gardner in that 56, who we saw jump down on the pit road and go to the back. Now he's up there on the high side, trying to get himself up to the front as well. As Steve Gerber trying to make that high lane work. Sorry, Michael Lester Sr. giving the push to Steve Gerber to get that low line working. And Dustin Lee on the high side, he has to back out of it just a little bit. They come off of turn number 4 to complete lap number 10. It's 26 laps to go, which seems like a long time, but it's when you're in the truck, those laps go by quick. Especially when you're in a big pack like this and you're trying to find a place to go. Ooh, one truck getting real out of shape back there. That's the 25 of Michael Bowen. May have got a bad bump or had to get out of it because that truck got real upset. As Dustin Lee's now, that high lane just not going where he was hoping it would. As we ride along here, with Dustin Lee. And you see that bottom lane now starting to check up. One got a slow car down on the apron. He's going to be out of the way. The high lane just not able to get that momentum moving forward. See the 33 of Daniel Whiteside in that Tito's machine, moving himself up into the 4th position. Thought he was going to make a jump up to the high side. Now we see one truck does move up to the high side. That's the 56 of Gardner. He's going to try to lead that high side, see if he can make something different happen. Use a little side draft as they come down through the straightaway. Do a little short shoot. Hoping that Dustin Lee will give him a big shove here down the backstretch. And it's a big shove now. Gardner up into the 2nd position. Gardner and Lee hooked up on the high side. All the energy in the world. Gardner's going to clear the 19, but he's going to stay up there with the 36. Oh, they got a lap car staying up on the high side. Oh, the lap truck up into the wall. Is almost some contact between Gardner and Gerber. Now Gerber back to the lead with a great push from Michael Lester Sr. Let's train the lead back and forth up here at the front. Can that high side get lined up, get in line, get themselves in a position to make some moves? You see back to side by side for the lead. Gardner and Gerber. Now Gardner falls back just a little bit. We got one truck that went around. It looks like Leander Johnson had some issues, and looks like he's jumped to the pits and he has retired. But up front here, it's still a great battle going on for the lead as Gardner and Gerber continue try to figure out who's going to lead this race. And Dustin Lee back there in that 36 machine. He's pushing real hard. I don't know how hot that truck's getting, but the two of those have cleared the 19. And now Lee looking down to the bottom side said, if you're not going to jump down there, I will. And that's going to put Lee up into the lead. Oh, Dean Wilkinson up it to the wall. Or Daniel Wilkinson, excuse me, up into the wall. That's going to slide him way back to the back. That's going to hurt Gardner as well, as that was his help there on the high side. Now he's got some help from the 63 of Randall Barnett. Another lap truck. A couple lap trucks staying up high out of the way. A couple damaged trucks from the first early incident. Now Gardner back up to the front. Barnett now both clear of the 36, but the 19 of Gerber gives that big shove back to Dustin Lee and gets the momentum back on the low side. A little side draft there, almost some contact between Dustin Lee and Adam Gardner. They make their way down the short chute to the tri-oval. As they cross the line, we'll have just 20 laps to go here at Daytona. As they're side by side by side, 5 rows deep. The rest of the field kind of just chilling out back there, single file. Not falling off this group, but just hanging back in case something was to happen. Not quite go time just yet for those boys. They're trying to relax, trying to save it to the end, because as we see, anything can happen at any time, at any part of the pack. Still side by side for the lead. Oh, a little push there out of the 63 of Barnett. That's going to get him out of shape. Gave the energy back to the low side. And you see Lee getting the run with the push from the 19 of Gerber. as they make their way off of turn number 2. See these trucks kind of snaking a little bit as they come through the corner. Gives you a good view of the speed that these trucks are carrying as Adam Gardner is back out to the lead. Is he going to pull down in front of Lee? No, he's going to stay up there with the 63 of Barnett as they go by another lap truck. Almost makes some contact there, but able to sneak on through. Now that 36 gets the big run on the bottom, but nowhere to take it as he's got no help. Here comes the 63 of Barnett and Gardner back up at the front, trying to make something happen. The 61 of Eric Peck now coming into the party, trying to help that high side up. And now Lee gets out to a big lead out in front of the 19 of Gerber. That's going to check that bottom lane up tremendously. And now we're going to see that high lane really making up some time. Because as that driver in the second truck, he knows that he can't slam the back of the truck in front of him. So that can get him go around or even cause worse issues. Another lap truck. We see the 31 of Bill Petroff, our early leader, pulling down to the apron, let these drivers by. The cordial thing to do, getting moved out of the way. But here comes the 63 and the 56 on that high side. They are clear of Dustin Lee on the bottom, and they continue to stay up on that high side. And I feel like they feel if they can stay up on the high side, as we see the 61 of Eric Peck making the big dive down to the bottom. I almost feel like those two think if they can control that high side, they can control the race. And that's kind of what they're doing here. Not letting anybody really get a big run on the bottom, although Eric Peck now getting a big shove from Dustin Lee down the backstretch. Ooh, a couple trucks out of shape on the backstretch. See the 25 Sunoco machine back out of shape, but now we're starting to see a little tandem drafting here. Oh, Lee gets down on the apron. That's going to really upset that truck. Had to back out of it to keep from spinning himself out. But now they're back at it. There's a couple trucks coming down to pit road. A bunch of trucks coming down to pit road. With 15 laps to go. That's telling me nobody can make it here to the end. So will we see some drivers coming down this lap, or are they going to try to run it to the end? See that 36 back down, catching the apron, and it's not where you want to be in these trucks at this speed, because that really gets that truck out of shape, and yeah, no takers to pit road this time. 14 laps to go here at Daytona. Again, that high side really getting the momentum now. As we see the lap truck staying down on the apron, staying out of the way. Oh, almost some contact as the 61 of Eric Peck jumps up to the high side. That's going to allow Dustin Lee and the 33 of Darrell Whiteside to get a run here. Now Adam jumps down to the bottom here, and I think we might see some trucks coming to pit road this time. One truck coming down to pit road. That is the one of Michael Sigma. So now Dustin Lee assumes the lead here, getting a big push from Darrell Whiteside. Eric Peck falling back to the third spot. And then you see the 07 of Wesley Whitfield up on that high side all by himself. Fortunately, that's not where you want to be up there by yourself. As not having any friends is definitely not the place to be. So Dustin Lee now as they come off of turn number 4. Let's see if we have any takers of pit road this time. And here they come. We see Dustin Lee, Wesley Whitfield, the 25 of Michael Bowen coming down as well. So that's going to give the lead to Aaron Peck. Excuse me, Eric Peck. So right now we got a little 9-car pack of drivers left yet to pit. Who I assume would be coming down probably this lap. And here they come. And they're all coming. Not one truck stays out, the 6. Who was actually a lap down, so that's why he stayed out. So that's going to give the lead to the 16 of Andrew St. Cyr, but he's going to come down pit road as well. So when it all said and done, here comes the 19 of Steve Gerber and EJ Luna. We see the 15 of Ricky Hudges the second. Oh, Luna gets loose right there. Almost loses it by himself. And this pack right here looking to assume the lead. As all the drivers who just were on pit road are now coming off. But these drivers, being that they went in early and been able to run in line like this, they're going to easily take over the lead. And when they come across the line this time, we'll have just 10 laps to go. And this group with almost a 2-second lead over the ones that we just saw come down onto pit road. If we take a look at our track map, you can see the 2 distinct groups. The leaders coming across the line right now. That second group crossing the line now. And that's an eternity, as you can see just how far back they are. So we can get the down the backstretch view here. So the only thing that second group that's now currently 5 seconds back and falling, all they can hope for is a caution. Now you can see this group right here, they're nice and lined up. They're not racing for position. They know that they're just trying to extend that lead. But then you go back to the second group who are running side by side. If these guys were to get in line, they might have a chance to run down that first group. But the fact that they're side by side, that's just slowing those trucks down. As the sun is now starting to peak out a little bit here at Daytona, that's going to change the handle of this track just a little bit, as it's going to get a little slicker. And Gerber continues to lead the field through turns 3 and 4. And when they come across the line, we'll have just 8 laps to go here at Daytona. And again, out back, this group continues to race side by side, continues to fall back from the group up in front. As you can see, the lead continue to stretch as Justin McMahon tries to lead this back group here. Now that they're starting to get in line, they're going to start to make a little bit of time, but a little too late as we have under 7 laps to go here. And Steve Gerber continues to lead. Now for some of these guys in the back, they know that they've got that big lead. They might start thinking about making some moves here, try to get themselves up to the front to put themselves in position to win this race and try to steal it away from Gerber. But right now, Gerber just controls this race with EJ Luna right there on his back bumper. And Luna does not look comfortable right behind him. We're seeing a lot of wiggling out of that truck. And now we've got some movement up on that high lane. 2 trucks must have been listening to me. That's the one of Michael Sigma. Oh, tucked back in line now, but him and Dustin Lee jumping up at the high side. Now tucking back in line. But Dustin Lee wants to get up to the back up to the front, try and do everything he can to get somebody to go with him. And now that one of Michael Sigma jumps up there. Now you see that second pack, just how far they are. If these guys are entering turn 3, as those guys were basically coming off of turn number 2. So almost the entire backstretch separates these 2 packs in a 10-second gap. Here comes Sigma now up into the 3rd position. Him and Lee got something going on up on that high side. We saw it earlier. Lee knows how to push and get up to the front. And he's showing that again here as he's pushing that one truck, that one Wheaties truck up to the front. Now we see the 19 of Gerber jumping up to the high side as Sigma takes over the lead on the bottom. He's got the big push now from EJ Luna, but we've seen it all night. Dustin Lee with that push on the high side. And now we see the 14 of Don Blazer up there on the high side as well. Trying to offer assistance to Gerber and Lee as Lee gets way up the track for a moment. Looks like he might have got a push from the 14, and that 14 cannot be pushing on that 36 truck, or else that can cause some big issues, as you can see. And Sigma now Sema to the front, but Steve Gerber fighting back on the high side with Dustin Lee in tow. We have just 3 laps to go here at Daytona. The excitement's starting to ramp up. You see trucks getting all out of shape down the backstretch, trying to get to the front. We see Dustin Lee now pushing Steve Gerber up to the front. Gerber's going to drop down to the bottom. Lee's going to stay up on the high side. He's going to get the push from Don Blazer as they come through turns 3 and 4. Can the 88 of Dale Brooks get up there to offer some assistance to those 2 trucks on the high side? As EJ Luna now hanging back in that 5th position. Maybe he'll jump up to the high side to try to help out Lee and Blazer as they come across the line. Popsicle sticks are in the air. 2 laps to go here at Daytona. And Lee almost losing some help there as Blazer jumped up to the high side. And Gerber continues to hold on to that top spot, but not for long as they come down the backstretch. Here's the big run from Lee down the backstretch. Is he going to be able to clear Gerber and get down in front of him? And is he going to try to pull Blazer along with him? Looks like the 2 of them are clear as they move their way to turns 3 and 4. No! The 14 gets turned around. Blazer is around through the grass. More wrecking Gerber. Gerber's caught in it as well. Caution is out. It's going to bring up another Wreckage Rewind. As we try to take a look to see what happened, it looked like that all started up at the front here with Don Blazer getting off track. Yeah, Blazer, catches the 36. He thought he was clear, catches him wrong. He checks up the 57, gets into the back of him, sends him down through John Deere country. While that's going on, the 57 of Husley gets down into Gerber, and that's when it all breaks loose as you see Gerber here getting up into the outside wall, and outside wall hard. Whoops. The 89 comes through and makes contact. Here comes that square D truck. Oh, and Lee getting a piece of that as well. Looked like Dustin Lee possibly, getting involved in that as well. That's going to shake things up as the front is Dale Brooks at 88, who I said maybe might have a say in who wins this one tonight. Well, hanging out towards the back of this little pack here, it's allowed him to get up to the front. As we see the one of Michael Sema up into the second position. EJ Luna hanging back in third, able to sneak through that. Dustin Lee, not so lucky. Has a bunch of damage to that truck, but sitting back in fourth. And Justin McMahon in fifth. But who this really helps out is the trucks that we saw earlier in the race. Trucks like Daniel Wilkinson and Adam Gardner, who's currently on pit road. I don't know if Adam had some damage or... Yeah, some damage to the front of that truck, so looks like his night might be done for the evening. But that pack of trucks that was 12 seconds back from the field now get new life. Looks like Dale Brooks having a little bit of a connection issue there. Don't forget to join us after this one as we got a truck doubleheader here on Tuesday night. The SCSRA Truck Series will be taking on Texas Motor Speedway right after this, so stay tuned here on Intensity Broadcast. And if you like watching trucks go fast, tonight's the night. Lights are off on the pace car. We're going to re-rack them, restack them, and refire them for our chance at a green-white checker. Dale Brooks will choose the inside lane. He'll be your control truck. With Michael Sigma on the outside. Then EJ Luna and Dustin Lee back in the second row. Justin McMahon, Wesley Whitfield. Row 3, Michael Bowen, Randall Barnett. Back in row 4, then Kevin Thompson and Daniel Wilkerson round out the top 10. And really, it's anybody's race here tonight, coming down to the end. As we see Dale Brooks in that JOR Motorsports truck getting ready to restart here at Daytona and try to hold on for the win. But we see a lot of trucks right behind them that are hungry to get the first win here on Intensity Broadcasting. As the pace car is getting ready to take that hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Dale Brooks leads them back down to the restart zone. Green flags in the air. We are back racing here at Daytona. And a great jump for Brooks. Maybe too good of a jump as he really doesn't have any help there on that low side. Here comes EJ Luna, though, to the back bumper of the 88 machine. And the 20 of Justin McMahon. That one truck did not take off on the high side. He's fallen all the way back to the 8th position as they make their way down the backstretch. A lot of jostling for position down the backstretch. Now Justin McMahon jumps up to the high side. Doesn't have any help, though, as they make their way into turns 3 and 4. He's trying to side draft, trying to keep himself up there. The 25 of Michael Bowen almost comes up into the side of the 20. That's going to shake up that high lane. That 20's got to back off to keep from getting run into the side of us as they come down through the short chute to take the white flag. Dale Brooks, your leader, now to 6 of Lester, jumps up to the high side. And oh, we got one around. The 81 gets sideways in front of the field. No caution as the white flag is already out. Here's the race for the win as Dale Brooks continues to lead over EJ Luna. Can Luna do anything? Michael Bowen sitting back there in 3rd, and Andrew St. Cyr right there behind as well. Lester Sr. with a great run. Here comes the 16 of Cyr. St. Cyr out to the outside, trying to get a push here from the 6. Now he's going to get hung out to dry as the 24 of Luna giving the big shove to the 88. Is he going to make a last-ditch effort here coming to the checkered flag as they come off of turn number 4? Does he have anything for him now? Coming off of turn number 4, he's going to tuck right in. Now he's going to look to the high side. They make contact. They get turned. They're standing. Michael Bowen is going to win it. Adam Gardner comes home 2nd. EJ Luna comes home 3rd. Eddie Rivers and Andrew St. Cyr come home in 5th. My goodness. Carnage at the end, at the checkered flag. We're actually going to take a quick look at this again to see if we can see exactly what happened there. See the 81 of Chuck Cobb coming off the corner here. Pushes up off the corner. Thought he was going to be able to kind of make it in the middle. Didn't realize that there was the truck out there. That's the 20 of Justin McMahon. He gets up over on his roof. Then up at the front, we see Adam Gardner, who's sitting back in the 5th spot now. Oh, this is not the checker flag there. That's coming to the checker flag. Here's the wreck at the end. We see the 88 try to throw a block there. The 6 gets turned around at the same time. Michael Bowen just in the right place at the right time. Same with Adam Gardner as those two make it through, and then EJ Luna. But man, what a finish here. As we see the 25 of Michael Bowen, your winner here at Daytona. Let's take a look at the rest of the results. So Michael Bowen, Adam Gardner, EJ Luna, Eddie Rivers, Andrew St. Cyr come home in the top 5. Daniel Husley, Eric Peck, Wesley Whitfield, Dale Brooks, and Randall Barnett round out your top 10. 11th, Michael Lester Sr., Daniel Wilkerson, Donald Letwich, Michael Sima, and Kevin Thompson round out the top 15. Justin McMahon, Dustin Lee, Chuck Cobb, Bill Petroff, and Daryl Whitside make up the top 20. And you can see where the rest of the field has finished here as we get ready to interview our top 3. As we see in the background, Your winner, celebrating here on the front stretch. Well, that's going to do it for him. I'll just waiting for our third place finisher, Eric Luna, to join us here in the booth. Well, while we wait for everybody, you see just Adam Gardner is ready in the booth here. We'll pull in our second place finisher, Adam Gardner. Adam, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Gotcha.
Man, what a great run for you. Kind of playing a little strategy, missing your pit stall early, as you told us on the chat, to kind of get yourself back in the pack. But that late race caution kind of put you in contention. And just being at the right place at the right time to get yourself in the second place finish, that's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I missed. Yeah, that sucked missing the bits when we come onto that your first yellow, and then we get that high. I love the high side, especially places like here, and I get a chance to get up there at the front of that high lane, and I knew if I could get up to the front of it, I could pull it up to the front. So that was a lot of fun, and hopefully that was fun to watch. But then coming down in the green flag pit stops, I guess we just had some miscommunication or something because the next thing I knew, I was facing backwards on pit road and I had some contact with someone, and that's what got me turned around. And definitely needed that yellow there before the end with a couple laps to go. Because we had some pretty heavy damage, and I was actually expecting to get lapped on the last lap, if not for that. So I'm happy with second.
Did you have any teammates out there or some strategy you were working with at the beginning of the race that got you where you were?
um, Randall was a big help. He when he got behind me up there on the high side, I knew we were gonna be able to get that lane moving. And I raced with him and a few other guys out here, Peck, Thompson, St. Cor. A few of them we've been racing around each other for a little while now, so I knew I could trust them to be able to push me or to be able to take the pushes I was getting, and it just it worked out good. It looked like it was going to be a bad night. Well, yeah, it looked like it was going to be a bad night. Then it looked like it was going to be a good night. Then it looked like it was going to be a bad night. Ended up being a good night. I'll take it.
Sometimes that's just the way it works out. Well,
That's right.
before I let you go, anybody you want to thank? Any shout outs you got to give here tonight?
Gotta give my wife a big shout out and thanks for letting me race on here and get to have the fun that I like to have. Um, Rogers Race Wraps for going ahead and set me up a beautiful looking truck out here tonight. Guy, that's who does all my paint jobs, and I absolutely love him. And say hey to everybody out there in Outlaws Nation. A lot of them know us from racing other nights, and got a good following. So glad I could represent the Outlaws good tonight too over here in Doghouse, and thank Daniel as well, because he does a hell of a job putting on these races, and they're an absolute blast to run every week.
Well, it looked like a blast from up here in the booth, and I look forward to calling the rest of the season. And I'm sure I'll talk to you again soon, Adam.
Well, sounds good. I look forward to getting that TV time. It's makes it even more fun when I'm running that race and I hear my name being said on the broadcast. So extra motivation.
Absolutely. Have a great one.
You too. Appreciate you tonight.
So there you have it, your second place finisher, Adam Gardner. Let's bring in your third place finisher, EJ Luna. EJ, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Hey, Josh, I got you.
Hey, great run, running up there, up to the front most of the race there. That caution kind of came out, kind of threw you back a little bit, but able to get back up to the front and man, right there, right time, right place, right time there as the wreck happened right in front of you. That had to be wild having a first person view of that one.
Oh, yeah, that first wreck. Oh, man, it was crazy. We all got woed up. There was a wall of smoke, and then when it cleared, there was a wall of cars. And I don't know, I woed up just enough to miss that first wreck and, just made it until the end.
Yeah, it looked like you had a lot of good luck on your side, not just with that first wreck, but that last wreck coming to the checkers there, able to miss that one as well. Did you think it was going to be as chaotic there at the end as it was?
No, it was actually pretty. I mean, we were all just running there, just trying to make it to the finish. I was there pushing Del Brooks. I want to apologize to him first and foremost. That's not exactly how I wanted the race to end. But I did, did get that run coming out of four, try to make the move, and two cars fighting for the same real estate and just got into each other, and I just got lucky enough to cross the finish line third.
Well, man, a great job coming home in third place tonight. Before I let you go, any shots you got to give? Anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody from the Global League that actually invited me, told me about this, and shout out to you for putting this on. It was actually a good event, and everybody put on a good show today.
Well, awesome job, man, and I'm sure as the season goes on, we'll be talking to you again soon.
Thank you.
So that was your third place finisher, EJ Luna. Let's talk with your winner tonight, Michael Bowen. Michael, you got Josh up in the booth. You got me?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Man, you must be the happiest man in the world right now.
Oh man, I can't even believe it right now.
I-
Can't even believe it.
Just
I was committed to staying behind the second place car because I was in third at the time, and that's where I thought I was going to finish. And it just looked to me like the leader truck did something crazy, and I was able to get around both of them.
yeah, not just getting the win, but the driver who made up the most spots on track, 33 spots from where you started. I know you didn't have a qualifying attempt, but moving from the
Nope.
back to the front, that must have been exciting as well.
That was that was my plan. I wanted to finish in the back because I thought there was going to be some crashes, and that's I just wanted to ride. That's all I did. I really was just riding most of the time. I wasn't trying to make any crazy moves.
No, for sure. As someone who's a super speedway connoisseur myself, that's kind of the plan is to hang out back because you can't win it if you're not there at the end.
That's right. You got it, man.
Yeah, that first wreck there with the track being blocked, that must have kind of freaked out. I noticed a lot of the drivers in the back also checking up for that, almost getting involved in that with that parking lot early. Did you get any damage in that, or were you able to get wound up for that one as well?
I don't think I got any damage the whole race. No.
Awesome, man. Well, again, great drive tonight, getting up into the lead, getting the win here in the first race of the season. That's got to feel good with momentum going to next week.
Yes, sir. Yes, it is.
Well, before we let you go, any shout outs you got to give? Anyone you want to thank here tonight?
Well, I want to shout out to Adam Gardner for staying committed behind me, and he probably could have sent me down spinning there at the end, but he stayed behind me, and that was pretty good. He worked with me there at the end, and we finished 1-2, I believe, or 1-3, something like that.
Yeah, it was 1-2, and yeah, great job for you two working together there at the end.
Yes, sir.
And
Yep, thank you.
And before I let you go, one last question: how do you like your chances next week at Kentucky?
I'm really not that good at that track. I got to do some practice in there, so I'm just gonna same thing, same game plan. I'm gonna come out and ride and just hope for some cautions and maybe get a top 10.
For sure. Well, again, congratulations on the win here tonight, and we look forward to talking to you later on in the season.
All right, Josh. Thank you.
So that was your winner, Michael Bowen, here in the Doghouse Racing League. Congratulations to him with the inaugural race here on Intensity Broadcasting. We enjoyed calling that one here tonight, and I can't wait to call the rest of the season because if we have action like that all season long, it's going to be a blast for sure. Thanks for joining us here on Intensity. If you haven't already, don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter, IntensityBroad1. That way you can never miss a race. We have live iRacing 7 nights a week here on Intensity Broadcasting. Right after this, we have another truck race coming up. The SCSRA will be taking on Texas Motor Speedway. So you're not going to want to miss that one. That's going to be exciting as well. 2 fast tracks in the trucks. What can be better? So join us here in just a little bit. That race will be going off at 9:30 Eastern. And as always, again, we thank you for joining us here tonight with the Doghouse Racing League. And as our boy Atlee, Atman Weiss would say, over and out.